Hi Rachel, just a quick catch up with you because the driver is going to be leaving us shortly, and I just wanted to run you through everything with regards to your new car that I would have done had you been here in person. So in the glove box I'm going to put your service book and your instruction manual. You've got your confirmation that the vehicle's been registered with the DVLA and my card in case you have any questions. In here you'll find your locking wheel nut key, and then you've got one key and a spare. So you've got two keys for the car, and I'm just going to fold those up, pop that in the glove box for you, and you can retrieve it later on. There we go, and of course the locking wheel nut key. As far as the interior of the cabin comes, it's fairly self-explanatory. A couple of bits to show you. You've got your heated seats, 3, 2 and 1 levels of heating, heated front screen. That's the power of the fans. Normally you would just choose your fans onto auto, and the car will vary the fan speed to set you at whatever temperature you have chosen, passenger and driver side temperature settings. We've got heated steering wheel and of course the driver's heated seat. And if I start the car, which is the power button behind here with your foot on the brake, that will bring the screen to life. The screen is only 3 big buttons. You've got your sat nav, you've got your radio, and of course to pair your phone. So when you're ready to pair your phone, just click add phone, search for Ford Kuga on your phone screen and pair the two together. It's quite straightforward. I'm just going to turn the fans off to keep the noise level down. On the Kuga you get 2 extra buttons on the screen. That one to tell you exactly what the vehicle is doing and where it's getting its power from at the moment. So it's just idling on battery. But if I was to flick it onto sport mode, for example, which is this button just down here, 3 clicks and you know you're in sport because the dash will tell you so. Then I give the car a little bit of a rev. It knows that we're mean business today, so it's going to kick the engine in, and you can see how that changes on the screen. If we come back to the home screen at the top here, and then the second button there, that's your charging settings. So we've got about 50% of battery left, and that's your charge preferences. So you can set the vehicle to charge overnight if you want to, and you can also tell it when you're going out. Let's say you leave it at 5 o'clock every morning, you could tell it, right, 5 o'clock, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, preheat the car, so that when you arrive in the vehicle, it's all started, ready to go. Back to the home screen. As far as your sat nav's concerned, there's only 2 buttons to worry about. We've got search and menu. So if you were going to search for somewhere, if you were going to search for somewhere, you could type in the first line of the address that you're going. You could type in a postcode or even the name of a business. For example, IKEA. Oops, IK. Search. Choose IKEA. Now if that was the name of a restaurant, for example, and your phone was paired, you would have a green button there, and you could use your phone to call IKEA or the restaurant, see if they've got a table available, or of course if they've got furniture in stock, depending on where you're going, of course. But I'll tell you what, we will set to IKEA, because then I can show you how to cancel a route.
Please proceed to the highlighted route and then the route guidance will start.
So if you know your way most of the way to IKEA and you don't want her interrupting your radio stations, you just choose that one and that will mute her, and when you get nearly there you can unmute. You can cancel your route to IKEA by pressing the red cross on the top here, or you can bring up your control screen, open the menu, and then you get the big red cross, so you can do it from there as well. So that's how you would cancel a route on the sat nav. Of course the car is equipped with Apple CarPlay if you've got an Apple phone, or Android Auto if you're on Samsung. For Android Auto, I think you still need to download the Android Auto app, but that means that you connect your car with the USB cable into one of the sockets down here, and your phone screen will take over the dash, and you can use your phone's satellite navigation system, which sort of gives you better traffic. Now these buttons down here, you've got electronic handbrake, so we would put a foot on the foot brake and release the handbrake. You don't need to, of course. The vehicle will self-release if you just drive away. So if you're in drive and you just want it to pull away, it will self-release, or you can put the handbrake back on by giving it a little pull upwards. And that one is your auto hill hold assist. So when the car comes to a complete stop, it will use the handbrake just to keep you still until you're ready to move away again. These buttons just here, I'm going to press this one in cycle, but as I press it, I'll show you what happens on the main screen. So first press gets you sport mode, slippery mode, snow, back to normal, and your second one is eco. So we'll stick it back to normal. And then we have EV mode here. There's 4 electric vehicle options. Again, as I cycle through that, I'll show you what it does on the screen. So your first one is auto EV. You're telling the car, we're doing more than 30 odd miles today, so don't matter what I do, I just want you to keep, we're doing more than 30 miles today, so I want you to give me the best possible miles per gallon. Probably going to use electricity for the early part of your journey, and then it will drive as a hybrid. So that's going to give you the best combined miles per gallon on a longer trip. Your second one is all electric driving, which means, I know you can see down there, we've got 15 miles of electric in the tank. I know that we're going out today and we're going to do it less than 15 miles. Therefore, I just want you to sit in electric. And unless you absolutely put your foot down, if you do, then of course your car realizes it's going to need a bit of extra boost and it will kick the engine in. But if you just drive normally, it will sit in electric and you can just drive in electric mode. Your third one is electric later. So for example, if you were driving towards London and you've got 15 miles of battery left and you knew you were going to need it when you got to London, you're basically telling the car, drive on petrol, and when we get to London, I'm going to flick it to EV now so that you can use your electric in the congestion zones. And your last one there is, sorry, too many times, EV charge. So you're asking a vehicle to over rev the engine to put some charge into the battery. That's not particularly fuel efficient, but again, if you were headed towards an electric vehicle zone and you had no battery, you could charge it before you got there. But normally you're going to be in auto for your longer trips or EV now for your shorter day-to-day stuff. From the front here we have your front parking camera, and if you press it a second time it does a super wide view so you can see exactly up the street if you've got any tight gaps to crawl out of. And if you stick the car into reverse, which is foot on the brake, round to reverse, your rear view camera will come up as well. So that's there. Then we've got neutral and drive. So we'll come back around to park for a moment. We've got adaptive cruise control with intelligence. So when you pull out onto the street, just go for on, reset, set plus. I don't know if it'll let me do it whilst we're stationary. We'll kill that. And if you see there, it's telling you that the speed limit on this particular street is 60 miles per hour, and the arrow is saying towards the cruise control we would be driving at 60 miles per hour. So you can put that on and your car will drive to the speed limit or to the speed limit or to the limit of the vehicle ahead of you, and you'll happily sit behind them. You can adjust this distance between you and the car in front just by pressing that one, and you'll see on the screen those distance markers will adjust. So if you're on a rural road, you want to stay quite close, because of course if they disappear off around a corner, then you will lose sight of them. Your car will accelerate to 60 miles per hour, and then all of a sudden they'll be back there again. So you probably just, for a motorway, would go for full distance to give yourself a bit of extra comfort in the drive. We've got that one to fold the mirrors in. Fold the mirrors in. That one there to lock the rear windows. Left window, left mirror. There you go. Left mirror, right mirror to adjust the mirror. So if you want to adjust the left mirror, press that one up, down, in and out to adjust it, and then that one to do the right mirror. Got electric windows all round. I think that's probably all I wanted to go through with you. That down in the corner there, that's your bonnet release catch. You would simply give it a double pull. You don't have a release catch underneath the bonnet anymore, it's simply that one. So give it a double pull and that will pop the bonnet for you. And then if you did, well, when you do need to refuel with good old-fashioned petrol, over on this side by the lights, which are on automatic at the moment, you've got release and of course your petrol tank release. If I come over to the boot, I'll show you. You can do a little foot wiggle underneath as long as your keys are about your person, and that will open the tailgate for you. Underneath the boot you'll find your charging cable. So it's just got a normal 3-pin socket on one end and then the Type 2 start adapter on the other end. The parcel shelf itself, if you're carrying a lot of kit, this is going to fit underneath the floor, so you can put it down underneath the floor if you want to, which is quite a snazzy option. And then you can just swipe your foot underneath again and that'll close the tailgate. You've got your fuel cap there, so you press that button inside and that'll open the fuel cap. Then give this one a prod to open your charger fuel. put your cable straight in there. You've got that one there to release your cable, because the cable will remain locked in. They're quite expensive, you don't want anyone stealing it. So when you come to release your car from the charge port, open the flap will be open, you'll approach it and press that one. It will scan for your key. As long as it finds your key within a meter, it will release the cable and you can pop that back in the boot out of the way. This button here is because if you needed to skip to the next charge cycle, but that would only be relevant if you set the timer for a cheap energy tariff overnight and you didn't want to use that, you just wanted to skip and immediately get the vehicle on charge. There we go. Hopefully I've answered everything for you. If you have any questions, you know where I am.